The following program is for entertainment and educational purposes. Anything taken out of context is your own fault. The following program is not sponsored. The following host does not sound like this in real life.
I was making racks. I was counting stacks. Every day I would try to figure out how it would last. I was always think about your whole damn past. Wondering she think about that same nigga that would make it crash. You a goof. I send this whole school.
Welcome, guys, to another episode of the Waddy Talk podcast. We're so glad you're here today. Thank you for continuing to support and to continue to watch and continue to, continue to be there and be one of those supporters and one of those same ones who continue to support and listen to the show. From the top of my heart, again, I want to say thank you. Thank you for continuing. Lots of other things coming. First of all, I do want to apologize for. I do want to say I'm sorry about last week's stream, broadcast, episode, whatever it is you want to call it. I want to apologize for some of the technical difficulties that we had ran into. Kind of got excited. Brain wasn't really thinking. That was scheduled to be a special in this season. However, it came out the way it came out. It wasn't bad or anything, but we could have had the video going. Trust me, we really thought we had the video going, but we are scheduling a reshoot at some point in time, whenever that is, and we will keep you updated and posted on when she'll be back. So there is one in the works and one being scheduled and everything like that. Have some other great projects coming your way. We have short films on the way, still in the works. We had one that was gonna be shot, but however, my actor flopped, and I don't care. He might be watching, but he flopped as he always does. We have Waddidit Vlogs goes into production, I believe, in March. If I have that right, it'll go into production in March. Probably the beginning of March. Probably the first weekend in March, if I have that right. Waddy is scheduled to be in production again. We're still on season 1, but I had to go shopping, so let's be real. Times are tough out here, but it's tax time for most of us, so yeah, I need to go grocery shopping so I can cook. Anyway, and we have some other things. We have some new models that's coming too. They'll be here at some point in time. They have a couple of new models, so look out for new shoots and new ideas, new ways that I can grow and put out more content that'll get me into the position where I want to be in the position at. So yeah, lots of great things coming up or whatever. And for those of my loyal fans, my loyal crew, my loyal Waddy watchers and everything like that, stay on the lookout. I appreciate you. I notice you. I want you to know that now. I notice you. A lot of people and even bigger celebrities than me don't really notice their fans. I notice you. I want you to know that I take time. I take time to look at who views it, who's probably dissing it. I can probably feel you probably get annoyed by all those reels, but that's why you keep scrolling. So, yeah, I notice you, and I thank you. I see you like you see me. I see you, and yeah. So, as I said, just kind of be on the lookout for more the content and more ways to grow. I have lots of ideas, lots of things. It's cold outside, so it kind of needs to warm up a little bit, and we'll get to cross that bridge when we come to it. So anyway, that's not why I came here to talk today. If you can tell by the title, most of you just click on it, but you don't actually read it. So I'm gonna tell you, today's episode is Stop Expecting. Look, if it's something now, this one might kind of hit you on the head, might be the nail on the coffin, etc., and blah 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 blah. This, that, and the third. If the shoe fits, wear it. That's what I always say. Because I'm not directing this at anybody. I mean, I could, but I'm not. Because it kind of fits with more than one person. But nevertheless, though, I'm not directing it at somebody. But this is something that can be discussed. and something that can just be, put out there. Nothing bad. My show is not called Waddy Springer. This is not the Waddy Springer show. I don't want to put out negative out there. I don't want to put out bad things. This is why a rule of my show is I don't mention names. If you happen to be a guest, which you guys, by the way, can audition, you can talk about your situation or whatever it is, but we don't mention names. Now, if you get that pissed off and you mention name, I'm not gonna cut it. I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you, because that was your situation with that person. You can't dictate that. They can't dictate that. So, however they feel is just how they feel. But it happened between you two. It wasn't me. I'm just listening here. And honestly, it's probably gonna go in one ear and out the other, because I'm not really gonna care. Here, like, I'm not gonna sit there at night after I say my prayers and go, oh man, he talked bad about her, blah blah blah. I don't know what happened. Good people can be bad too. Bad people can be good people, which kind of goes into today's episode. So anyway, stop expecting. Most of you this generation now, you guys are brats. As I noticed, you only childs, babies of the families, or typical whiners, or people used to spoiled people. That's kind of what I could call you all in a nutshell. But you might be the only boy, might be the only girl, you might be the oldest, and you might not get your way from this way, you might not get your way, and blah 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 blah, etc. But you guys are brats. Like, you guys are whiners. Like, there's a lot of you that have really childlike. Now look, before I say what I'm gonna say, I'm grown. I'm pushing 30. And I know what you guys are gonna say. Oh, he still watches cartoons and blah 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 blah, etc. I watch as many cartoons as I want to. Because you know why? Because I have an adult mindset. I know what's right and what's wrong. I know good when I see it. I know bad when I see it. I know common sense when I see it. Besides, I pay my bills. I don't bother nobody. I stay out of trouble. I can do whatever I want to. And I'm handsome. Tall, dark, and handsome. So whatever with that. Let's just kind of leave that there. Anyway, yeah, there's a lot of you that's brats. But where I was going with that is childlike mindsets. And some of you have really childlike mindsets on some of the dumbest, and I mean the dumbest stuff. Like, when it comes to certain situations, you feel like you're entitled to something. Like, it starts, I'm gonna be honest with you, most things now, and this is kind of not all you guys' fault. It's not really anybody's fault, but this is kind of an element that you can kind of play into it. It starts at home. It really does. It starts at home. Some of you were probably born spoiled. Some of you were probably spent your first 18, 20 years spoiled. And brats. And people spoon fed you and everything like that. And this, that, and the third. Look, that means nothing in the real world. I really want y'all to know that now. Just cause you have some rich daddy or whatever who took care of you your whole life and bought you whatever it is you want because you're his princess and everything like that, or some of you are mama's boys or whatever, she took you, fed you, spoon fed you, everything like that, whether you have both parents, single mom, single dad, whatever, that means nothing in the real world. I just kind of want y'all to know that. It's gonna hurt you, but it means nothing in the real world. And I mean absolutely nothing in the real world. Because look, who are you in the real world? Who are you to walk up to somebody, your friends or whatever, or let's say this. Who are you? Let's just say you're the prince or the princess in the single home family, right? And you just feel like you're entitled. You walk around with this high mindset where you just like, yeah, I'm this, I'm handsome, I'm pretty, and blah, 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 etc. And you go around your friends and they come at you. All of a sudden, they rock your world, bring you into reality. Now you go home and cry or whatever. I want y'all to see how that works. That means nothing in the real world. In your house, your home, That's your world. And I don't mean bring somebody in to come and blow your world or anything like that. I don't mean nothing like that. I just mean like you go over there and you try to, y'all went out for ice cream or whatever, right? Okay? Well, you ain't got no money. Let's just say that you spent your money on whatever it is. And they go out for ice cream. But you don't get ice cream. And you feel like you're entitled because you're the baby. You spent your money. That means one of them has to take care of you. That's not the case. Now, if they're nice enough, they'll buy your ice cream. But you're not entitled to it. You're not entitled. So now you go home, ice cream less. Your breath still smell like pizza. And not ice cream. Now look at you. Now you upset. You mad. You feel like you entitled. Or, let's say this. This is going to kind of affect some of you. Some of you are going to be mad at me. And that's okay. You can be mad all you want to. Let's just say when it comes to men and women, right? Boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, ex-wife, ex-husband, alimony, divorce, spousal support. Let's just say that. You feel like you're entitled. Women, wives, girlfriends, you feel like the dude has to treat you like a queen and treat you like a princess and blah, 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 etc. In a nutshell, you kind of entitled to that. But in a nutshell, you kind of not. There's two nutshells here. Entitled and non-entitled. When it comes to that, give or take. Just for the sake of, because that man might love you. That man might want to take care of you and provide for you. But he's not entitled to. Just because. I mean, I'm just saying. Just because I'm the girlfriend. And when I mean he's not entitled to, that means he's not entitled to go to work, pay bills, take care of the home, cook, clean, massage your feet, and everything like that, just because you his girlfriend. Like, no. It takes two to tumble. Just so you know that. It takes two. Two tumble. And you're not entitled to that all the time. You don't have to, you're not, you can be his queen or whatever, but let me ask you this. If he needs his queen, are you going to be that queen for that king? I don't think some of you are, which is why there's a lot of relationships falling. And there's a lot of things like that, because you guys feel like you're entitled to sit back and relax, prop your feet up, and look at baddies all day. No, that's not the case. In all, that man works. They signed a bill some time ago where women can work. They used to be like that, but this ain't the 50s. This is 2025s, 20s, 2020s, 25. That's not gonna happen. No, life is tough out here. A man, well, some of us. Now look, when it comes to me, I personally don't mind that. I don't mind taking care of my woman. Only thing is though, is when I'm down, I expect her, and she's not entitled to this, and I'm not entitled to this either. We're not entitled. I expect her to have me if I'm down till I pick myself back up so I can take care of both of us. See where I'm going with that? However, there's a lot of women out here who don't believe that. Now, I'm not talking about that 50-50 thing or anything like that. That's something a little bit different from that. But in a sense, no. Most men want somebody to, have their back, be their support, be their motivation. You can't really find that much here no more. There's some out there now, as I learned. It's harder because whatever childlike mindsets our generation has, or if you're older, what your kids' generation has, or if you're older, or if you're younger, what this generation has, you can't really find it. Because they have really childlike mindsets on, no, you're supposed to take care of me, and blah, 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 blah. You're not entitled. Don't expect you from others. That's kind of a different thing, so I'm gonna kind of go from there. Because if I stay on that, that's kind of a whole thing in itself. In fact, that's kind of something I could have had a guest on about, but however, I'm not. Don't expect you from others, okay? If you're a good person, and I kind of had to learn this too. And my friends might get offended when I say this, but from my experience, and I kind of say this in the friendships episode, but some of you need to really learn how to be a friend, how to be a family member, how to be a brother, how to be a sister, how to be supportive, and more, and things like that. Like, some of you kind of need to learn that. But however, if you're a person who is good to people, and look, good people suffer. Okay, we suffer all the time. Bad people suffer. It might not seem like it, but they do eventually in the long run. As I'm learning. Like I said, the things I'm teaching you guys here, I'm learning too. I'm learning, so I want to help you learn. See how that works? We can learn together. I'm not perfect. Everything I'm telling you now, I'm not perfect. I don't have it all together. I just have a BA, but it's not in friendships. It's not in family ships. It's not in relationships. It's not in love. My degree is in this crap here. Podcasting and graphic design and photography and film. I know about that, and I don't know everything about that. But the point is, I don't know everything. But what I'm saying is the things that I learned, I'm trying to help you. But don't expect you from you. And if you're somebody who, let's just say, okay, my friends, once again, they're probably going to be offended, and we can discuss it after the show, or you can come on the show too, and we can discuss it as a group, as a gang, as friends. But this term here will always resonate with me. And when I say friends, not the ones I see as sisters or the ones I know, because I do know people, and if you ask me, I will tell you who those friends are when this kind of excludes them from this here. I'm a better friend to people and myself than any other friend is to me. Why do I say that? Because I really, look, my brain works, okay? I have Christ in me. It might not seem like it some days when I'm driving on the road, zooming past you, or I get upset, or I slip out and say something I wasn't supposed to, or sin without knowing, or deliberately sin and know it's wrong. You know, that type thing. But I do know right from wrong. And I do know when I'm doing somebody wrong, when I'm doing somebody right. I do know that. But the point is, I think a lot about people. I think a lot about my friends, my family. I think about, because also now, these days now, grief plays into it. And grief plays a lot into how I treat people. Like, some days I might be excited to see you. Other days I might just be quiet or kind of go, this feels different. This feels, or whatever. Some days your excitement might not. My excitement might irritate you. Or sometimes it'll irritate me. My OCD might irritate me. Sometimes your excitement might kind of be like, in my head, I might show like, okay, calm down just a little bit. It's not that serious. But in my head, I'm going, you're happy, so I need to be happy too. I need to be happy in the moments, or whatever. Because these are moments that all of us are living in, and all of us are wanting to be in, or whatever. However, though, when I say I think about my friends, I think about my friends a lot. You know, I think about how my friends and family too, all go through things, how they're feeling or whatever. You know, I got two sides of my family, most of them thugs, and I don't know if they really think like that the way I do, and I don't care. Like, in their eyes, I might be white. Oh well, or whatever. In their eyes, I might be too churchy. Okay, whatever. In their eyes, I might be too goofy. I might not be what they expect me to be. And I'm not going to be. I'm not going to be something that you expect. Or whatever. But don't expect you. That's kind of where this comes in. Don't expect you from somebody else. That means if you're that person, if you're that friend who, let's just say Christmas and birthday come around. And humility kind of plays into this too. But I'm gonna kind of leave that out just for the sake of this episode and this episode only. But if you're that friend, right, in your group, in your circle, maybe in your circle, in your little dot or whatever, and you're that one who buys, let's just say every time a birthday comes or whatever, you got a good job or whatever, you pay your bills, you pay your tithes and offering, you pay things that you're supposed to, you pay your debts and your dues and everything like that. You ain't got no more speeding tickets or whatever, etc. But let's just say that you're that friend who buys gifts every time their birthday comes around, right? You got birthday and Christmas or sympathy or anything like that, but it's not returned. Don't be one of those people who expect you from you. You might have, I don't want to say a better heart, but you might have a more giving heart than some of your other friends, and that's okay. Like me personally, I don't look. This may or may not help you, but some people look for gifts. Some people feel like they're entitled to gifts because they do things day by day, month by month, minute by minute, hour by hour, year by year. You're not entitled to gifts from anybody. You give from your heart. Like, when I give something, it's from my heart. I want to forget I did it, and most of the time I do, and you have to remind me someday. I'll be like, I did that? Huh. Never really notice it because I don't count on my good deeds or everything like that. I don't count that. I count the fact that I made you happy, and you're going to remember that from now till you lose your mind. Like, see how that works? Don't expect you from people. If you're the friend that drives all the time, and you out here just driving and driving, you putting gas in your car, and your friends, they don't like to drive, don't expect when you go on some big trip for them to drive. Have in your mindset, I'm going to just do it for me, or whatever. I mean, not to be selfish or anything like that, but have it in your mind where they're not you. They're not gonna want to take their cars or whatever, blah, 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 because whatever. You know, in friendships, you're really supposed to in friendships, you're kind of supposed to, each friend, whatever, however many friends you got, whoever's in your circle or whatever, you know, you're supposed to give as much as you can. You're supposed to, you know, put in as you can, as much as you can. I understand some of us can't do everything. We can't do what we want to do to show our appreciation. But, you know, you can take turns. Give or take. Hey, you can take turns driving. You can take turns hosting things at your house. You can take turns of things like that. But don't expect you from that or whatever. I'm not one of those people who look for that. I don't look for anything from anybody. Okay? I got a job. It's decent. I want a new job, but it's decent. You know, I pay my things. I pay my dues. I tell anybody quick, no, I'm sorry, I can't. I don't have to pay bills. I don't feel bad about that. I don't feel bad that I miss out on things that other people can do because they don't have their own home, or they still live with their mom and dad, or whatever it is they're doing, or they some bum, etc. Sorry, I hate to say that, and Lord forgive me because I actually thought about somebody, but I'm not gonna do that. But anyway, no, I don't feel bad like that. I don't feel bad that I don't get invited somewhere. I don't feel bad that you know, I don't feel bad about things like that because I hold my own. You know, if somebody offers to help without throwing it back in my face, yeah, sure, I'll take it, and I'll help you too when I can help you. You know, it's always a win thing. It's, you know, listen, most people I know aren't rich. They're blessed. I'm blessed. Financially blessed. Physically blessed, even though I kind of want to gain weight. Mentally blessed. But we're blessed. Now, there's things that you can do, some things you can't do. And people need to understand that. Don't let nobody make you feel bad because you can't do for them. Okay? Let me use this, and I kind of use this. I'm sorry if y'all feel like, oh my God, he's talking about it again, and blah, 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 blah. However, though, it's a really valuable lesson. If you ever want to find out who your true friends are, go through hard times. Go through hard times. I had friends who turned on me when my grandmama died, and I was in this dark, deep thing, or whatever. And the only reason I came out is because life goes on, and I'll never properly whatever, blah, 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 etc. That's not what I came to talk about. The point is I had friends who turned on me, friends that I had done things for, who had turned on me or who didn't like. There's a difference between turning and not understanding. Like, you cannot understand what's going on, but you're there. And then there's a difference with turning on you. Like, turn on you because you don't feel up to something. You can't do for them. Those are the friends you don't need. They're not entitled because you can't do something. They probably know 100,000 other people who can do the same thing. Go back and find them. Go find them and stay with them. Because when I eventually come out of this and grow up and grow out and everything like that, now mind you too, I don't mind conversation or whatever. I'm always gonna know the truth though, and whether you want to accept it or not, I can tell you why or whatever. I'm not a liar. I'm not gonna sit there and lie to you. I have nothing to hide or anything like that. But the one thing I have learned, and it kind of hit me exactly where it needed to, in the moment it needed to, is you can't make a person see what they refuse to see. You can't change a person who doesn't see anything wrong with what they're doing or how they're doing it or whatever happened. But you can't make anybody see that there's something wrong in what they're doing. That's a them thing. Let them be or whatever. But however, don't expect it. There's a lot of things that you shouldn't expect and or whatever. Just because you give to somebody, just because you give, that don't mean that you gotta get back. When you do things, do it from your heart. Do it because you care. Do it because you want to. You want to make somebody feel good. You know, it can make your heart happy to make somebody feel good. Like, you know, that's a whole thing too. That's a whole thing where you can make somebody feel happy, excited, or anything like that. And it happens. Like, you know, you get good because you're good. I want you to know that. Is that eventually, in due time, your good comes in due time. It comes when it comes. It comes when it's ready to. It comes in the nick of time, or whatever. But if you're kind of one of those people who is ugly, who has a nasty attitude, you're going to reap what you sow. I want y'all to know that. You're going to reap exactly what it is that you sowed. It means if you sow ugly, you're going to get ugly. If you sow meanness, you're going to get meanness. You're not going to like it. But if you sow good, you're going to get good and bad. I just kind of want you to know that. Good people, we suffer. Okay? Bad people, seems like they don't suffer, but eventually they kind of do. Eventually, at some point in time, they're going to suffer. Nevertheless, though, you're going to reap what you sow. And it always comes in the right time. Like me, when people have done me wrong or whatever, I wanted their karma to happen right then. I was waiting day by day. Get them, blah, blah, blah. When I was not as peaceful as I am now. That's kind of when all this, I'm going to just say, kind of happened. Nevertheless, though, what I mean by that is I wanted their karma to happen right then and right there. And I wanted it to happen now because I was good to you. But you did me wrong. And you need to suffer for what it is. You know, I thought I was this and that and blah, 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 etc. However, in the nick of time, and brother, it's right then. Some people get their karma right then. Some people get their karma 2-3 years from now. Nevertheless, they're going to get it. It would be wonderful if we could see the karma that person gets. It would be. Not to say that in no bad way or mean way or anything like that. I'm just saying that would be great. But however, we don't always get to see that. But best believe though, just because they don't see it, just because you don't see it, just because whoever was siding, whoever picked sides, didn't see it or saw it or didn't care to see it, didn't care to pick the right side or whatever, best believe God sees all. God sees everything. God sees how you treated somebody. God sees how you made somebody feel, what you said to somebody, or whatever. And yes, there is repentance and everything like that. There is. And there's grace and there's faith. But you still reap what you sow. Just so you know that. If I'm ugly to somebody, I'm not getting good back. I'm sorry, I'm just not. It might seem like it for a moment, but in reality, no. Or whatever. I'm not gonna get good back. You're not entitled to that. You're entitled to reap what you sow, but you're not entitled to just because I'm this or that. You babies of the family, y'all kill me. You only childs, y'all kill me. You need babies. You only boys. You only girls. Even you, some of you are the oldest, and you act like that. Look, you're not entitled to anything like that. Okay? Sorry, y'all. You're not entitled to anything of that source, anything like that. Just because you're the oldest, just because you're the baby, just because of this or whatever. That means nothing. That means absolutely nothing to any of us. So, due to the technical difficulties, I kind of spoke enough. I kind of been up here for 30 minutes and something is going on with the equipment or whatever, and I can't seem to understand, and it would happen during the stream. But anyway, though, I hope you guys got enough of what I was trying to say. Stop expecting things to happen just because it's you. That doesn't mean anything in the world. That doesn't mean anything now. That doesn't mean anything to anybody. That doesn't mean anything, okay? I just kind of want y'all to know that. Expect good. You know, it'll come. You can expect things in life. I'm not saying don't expect things. Don't expect good things to happen, because they're going to happen in the nick of time, in the right time. I had to learn that too. Time is a thing too. We have to learn things that happen in the right time, and when the right time comes, and when it comes, it'll come. But it'll happen. What I'm saying is, don't expect just because it's you. Don't expect just because you're good to somebody, that means it's gonna automatically come back. Sometimes no, it doesn't happen, but you shouldn't. If you're kind of 10 toes down, hold your own weight, you hold your own everything like that, you kind of do what you do, you know, you're blessed, you have peace in life, then you'll be fine. You'll eventually learn not to expect anything though. So I hate to cut this short, guys, and I'm really sorry. I need to figure out some of this mess, because it was definitely working last time and time before, but we need to figure it out. Anyway, guys, thank you for continuing. I hope you did get something out of this episode for today. Next week is I Don't Want to Be That Person. I can't wait to hear that one. That one I'm really kind of looking forward to discussing to you guys about. Now, that's going to be another nail on the coffin thing. But continue to, you know, you guys see the reels. You keep scrolling or whatever. But I see the view counts. Some way, somehow, y'all watching them, though. Whether you like them or not, you watching them. So, I want to thank you guys for continue to support. Be on the lookout for my other projects. As I discussed, there's Waddy, this show, of course. This show ends sometime. This season ends sometimes in March. Sometime, I believe, in March. And then season 3 is gonna be themed. The theme is love. How to love yourself. How to love people who done you wrong. The haters. The love of a child, etc. I got all sorts of it or whatever. It's still 10 episodes, but you'll see as time goes forward. Follow me on Instagram at Waddy Richardson. Twitch and TikTok, all the same, at Waddy Richardson. LinkedIn, if you're that type of person. I'm kind of slowly starting to post things about this show on LinkedIn, but I'm gonna do it anyway. Wait, just cause, hey, get it out there. So, LinkedIn is my name, Waddell Richardson, not Waddy. And then, yeah, and then continue to, the podcast Instagram is at the Waddy Talk, 17 followers, and go from there. So, anyway, guys, thank you for continuing to listening and support, and hopefully next week we don't run into anything technical or anything like that, but continue to listen, support, love, and everything like that, and I'll catch you guys next week on the Waddy Talk podcast. Also on my other projects.
I was making racks, I was counting stacks. Every day I would try to figure out how it would last. I was always think about your whole damn past. Wondering she think about that same nigga that would make it crash. You a goof, I send this whole spoof. Never understand how them and them got in this whole loop. That's if you said we forever. Is that the real truth?